Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Tea with Crema. My name is Chris. I'm here with my best friend, Emma. And today we'll be talking about vision boards and manifestation for 2021.
2021, because F 2020. All my discount homies will understand that.
So just to get us started, I've never made a vision board before. I have no experience with a vision board. So before we even jump into anything, I just have to know, like, what is a vision board? What are we getting into? What have I signed up for?
Ooh, that's all really great questions. You know, it's really funny because disclaimer, I've never made a vision board either. And I wish you could see it because Chris has palm to face wondering why we did this episode because I was super adamant about it. I have done a vision board in the past and it was just really beautiful and all these pictures, but had no meaning, I guess. So like a vision board, if you want the technical term, is a board of things and like goals and wants and desires that you would like to accomplish in either the upcoming year or like the upcoming month. Most people do it within the year. So you can think of it as like a New Year's resolution on a board.
So it makes sense that we would do it at the beginning of the year. Okay. Also, okay. This is the first time that you've done a vision board. Great. Genuinely thought up to this point, you were like, oh, we're going to do a vision board. It's going to be amazing. I already know what it's going to look like. Genuinely thought that you had experience. Did not realize this would be the first time for everyone. Okay.
This is how you scam your best friend into doing things. Just sound super confident about topics that you really don't have any business sounding super confident about. And that's what happens. Talking about like vision boards, I think we kind of go into like manifestations, right? And that's kind of like the big, I feel like, buzzword. But when you think about a vision board, it really is like a visual manifestation of things that you would like to have come true within the upcoming year. And so a lot of people kind of use it as a reminder and use it as a way to put down daily affirmations, daily goals, things that they want to really make true in the upcoming year. I guess the first question is, do you believe in manifestations?
I do. And it was not something that I believed in consciously until pretty recently. And
tell me
I think it goes back to my experiences with saying something just kind of on a whim, in passing, and then months later having that come to fruition. And so I know I've done it both negatively and positively before. I've certainly spoke difficulties into my life that I wish that I could just just kidding. That wasn't a real thing. Take it back, universe. I don't want it. But it's happened. So I would say that I do believe that the energy that you put out into the universe will eventually manifest itself in something, maybe not exactly as you visioned it, but in something very, very similar. So yes, I feel like I have experienced, again, both positive manifestations, negative manifestations, neutral manifestations. That would be, yeah. What about you? Have you done the manifesting before?
And I always bring up this story because I really did manifest that my partner and I would be together. And I don't know if this is like teen girl things, but I had been not stalking is such a hard word, but I had first noticed my boyfriend when we were in high school. I was a sophomore, he was a freshman. And I was like, oh man, like he's so fine, he's gonna be my boyfriend, like all this stuff. And people were like, you're so chicken, you won't even talk to him. And I was like, nah, I'm just putting it out into the universe that like he's gonna be my boyfriend and that's it. But yeah, so like I did manifest that relationship. I have manifested like things that have come true in terms of like I want to accomplish these goals and it has happened. But I think it's funny how you talk about like negative manifestations because there's this saying like when you go to church is that God has a sense of humor. And so when people like pray for certain things and then it happens, they're like, this is not what I prayed for, but it kind of was. Like you asked for more patience and you got a very difficult person in your life now. So, I feel like that's one of those things that happens as well. So I think I do believe in manifestations. I want to like fine tune my power so I can, win the lotto. But other than that, I feel like that is what I currently want to do. So like you've never done a vision board, but do you do like New Year's resolutions or?
Not really. I wouldn't say that my goal setting is cyclical in that I wait until the first of January or the start of a school year, because those are my two big time measuring things right now. I just, whenever I feel as though it's time for me to intentionally do something, that's just when I choose to make it happen. And sitting down, reflecting on what is it that I want to achieve, backwards figuring out what do I need to do to get from where I am to where I want to be. And the time frame just fits in whatever I just need it to fit in. So I would say like that would be how I work towards goals. So the whole idea of vision boarding and New Year's resolutions are almost foreign concepts to me. And that's not how I typically try to set goals for myself.
I agree with that though. Like I have seen you set goals and then just like it happens. Like you're very good about whatever you put your mind to, you just kind of do it. I feel like me, on the other hand, like I'll say like, oh, I'm gonna set this goal and I'm gonna do it. And then I'm the CEO of breaking New Year's resolutions on the second day. I read somewhere that maybe you should set smaller goals, right? Instead of like year-long goals. And I think that was where my downfall was coming from, was that I would try to set these really long, lofty goals, but then I wouldn't check in with myself. And so there was no reflection piece for me to keep track of, am I reaching that goal?
You weren't setting those smart
exactly.
goals. The ones I don't know what all of the things mean, but there's like time and action steps and how are you going to monitor your progress. So you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing by the end of the year, but there was no way for you to figure out progress. It was just, oh, now it's the end of the year. I did not hit this goal.
I had a stuck goal, not a smart goal. I was missing the mark. And so like, I feel like also as educators, we always have to set these SMART goals in the beginning of the year. So it is like a specified, measurable, I think, is it action steps next? Reasonable. I know reasonable is one.
Attainable.
Attainable.
I think it is attainable. It's specific, measurable, attainable.
Isn't it reasonable?
I don't know what R is, and then T is time bound. Yeah. And then there's E. They put E on it, SMART T goals. I don't know.
I remember the first time I saw a Smarty goal, I was like, oh, is it a Smarte goal? And they're like, it's not French, Emma. I was like, yes, I'm going to be working on my Smarte goal now.
But they always put it in italics, so it's like it's not, there's no accent mark, but also it's not written like the rest of the word. So it's like,
and sometimes the E is little, so
it just asks to be pronounced differently. It's my Smarte goal.
Smarte goal. So pro tip to anyone out there, while you're creating your vision board, also think in terms of like being a SMART goal, because I feel like it does help you to attain that goal of whatever it is, monthly or yearly. So 2020 kind of hit us like a bus. I can say that I was pretty burnt out by March. And so when March happened, everything kind of shut down. My body was like, but also that also happened to my goals. It also went, so going into this upcoming year, what do you hope to accomplish? And this can be anything. Like maybe let's start with relationships. What do you hope to accomplish relationship-wise?
Of course, you're going to start with relationships. I feel like that's the hot topic. I don't know what this manifestation. Geez, I don't really think I have any relationship goals myself. There are goals that people have set for me. I know you have goals for me, and some of my coworkers have goals for me. My family has goals. So everyone has their goals for me. I don't actually have any relationship goals myself. And I think that is because I have a lot of other goals that right now I don't necessarily see as compatible with trying to set relationship goals.
I think as relationship wise, like friendship wise, I do want to like maintain the friendships that I do have in my life. Also like romantic wise, shout out to Bay out there, 10 years now. So I think just like continuously working on ourselves as both partners and individuals. Career wise, I feel like I'm hitting all the hard ones. Let me start with a fun one. I'm sorry. Wellness. What do you hope to accomplish with your wellness?
Well, I fell off the workout wagon right at the start of grad school, which was 2018, I believe. Just between work, at a new job, and grad school, I just could not figure out how to find the time and the energy to do everything. And so the workouts fell off. I still kept going with the meal monitoring and prepping and doing all that stuff for the most part. And then the 2019 school year happened and everything fell off. I really want to be intentional and focus on whole wellness, whole body wellness. So including mental wellness, physical wellness, all of those things. I want to make sure that I'm being really intentional. I think I've done a pretty good job at, nope, I'm just going to start over and just really go after wellness. So really trying to get back into consistent workouts because I have done workouts since not going to the gym consistently. I've tried Camp Gladiator. I would still go to the gym sporadically. I did the running challenge. So I've done workouts inconsistently throughout that time. I just want to get back into that routine and that schedule that I had for myself way back when.
So like one of the websites that I had looked up, shout out to Laura on Reduce, Reuse, Renew blog. I just want to make sure that I'm citing all of the folks that I was using for this because again, like I did finesse Chris into thinking that I've done a vision board. And so one of the things that she says when you're creating this vision board is, you know, you have these pictures, but you can't just like, so like for you, you want to get back on the wellness wagon, like the fitness wagon. What is a picture that you would use to represent that? And then also, what are some feelings that you want to think of when you do look at it?
Some pictures associated with wellness. I think what a difficult question because I don't know if I've visualized things in that manner. So I guess if I had to stick with a visual, I would visualize the number 150. It's because 150 is my ideal goal maintenance weight. And I was there right before I had stopped working out. So I have moved away from that number. I guess it would be to visualize like that is the number. So the number 150.
Oh, I like that. I feel like if you just write it down, right? Like if we had a board and maybe Chris's one is going to be more like word based and more of that kind of aesthetic rather than having pictures like what you think of on a traditional vision board, which I feel like that's cool too. I think for myself, wellness wise, and I feel like this can also go with mental health as well, is that I do want to, you know, maybe start exploring therapy and, you know, hashtag brown girls need therapy too, y'all. Let's cut that stigma behind therapy, but also looking into ways to like manage my anxiety because I feel like with the pandemic, it has been heightened. Starting to teach in this new year has also heightened it. And so now, like, if I were to ask myself that question, what pictures would I have to associate with that? Probably any of those medications that you see in the, I'm just kidding.
A couch.
A couch, yes. A couch and me sitting on the couch with, you know, living my best therapeutic life. So I actually don't know what a picture would be that I would also put on there. I would probably put the word therapy.
In word art?
In word art, yeah.
In good old-fashioned, like, Microsoft Word art?
Oh, I was thinking, like, serial killer letters. You know, like, with all the magazines.
Oh, no.
And so, yeah, that's something I want to work on with wellness. I also want to maintain the fact that I've been working out, but also be super intentional about, like, 3 days on and, like, on my off days doing something like just like constantly moving. That's something I want to work on. So wellness wise, what's something that you hope to accomplish financial wise?
I am saving up for our 2022 trip to Brazil. So that's my big goal financially right now. So just saving up, looking into those prices. It's going to be a literal month-long trip. Emma and I are going on an adventure. If you want to sign up, tickets are on sale. Look at the links below. I'm just kidding. But that is something that I have truly wanted to do for a very long time. And so I'm going to take the time to really figure out and make the moves to have that trip happen, to be able to go on this trip, to be there, to enjoy myself, to not be stressed about how can I afford this? How is this going to work? Where are we going to go? Doing all of these things. Nope, we're preparing. We have a year and a half. I got stuff to do. We're going to be ready so that by 2022, we're rolling out. We're going to Brazil. And that's going to be my big financial goal. And then all the fun stuff. You know, I do want to start saving for a tiny home, all that fun, cute little things. But my big immediate goal is that 2022 trip to Brazil. Speaking it into the universe right now.
Manifesting Chris's future bae. If you are out there and you would like to meet us in Brazil 2022, please meet us. We would be so excited to have you. At the Tea with Crema Travels is going to, just kidding. Again, like we are just speaking all these things and we just mostly talk crazy half the time. Financial wise, I would love to be debt free by 2021. And debt free as in like credit cards, student loans. I'm gonna have student loans for the rest of my life, and that's fine.
You just definitely got things like you have your undergrad loans, you just had graduate school loans, you're about to get new graduate school loans.
You know, so things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at, is I would like to at least pay off a chunk of it. I am starting to follow Dave Ramsey at Dave Ramsey. Please help your girl out. I know you got a podcast too, so you can always send some tips. Still, while I am paying these things off, I do have like a savings going on because I am anticipating a big old trip once the world reopens, possibly in 2022 now. But for sure, like Brazil 2022 is happening. So world, look out for us 2022.
For half a second, I'm afraid to say this because I'm like, oh, what if it manifests? But I was like, oh, I thought you were going to say, oh, I'm saving for, and then you did the thing and I was like, a baby? Are you saving for a baby?
Take that back. Energy, I don't need that in the universe, and I need you to go and cleanse your home now. Put on a sage. Yes, my partner and I have been together for 10 years, but mind your business. I can barely take care of myself. So unless you are paying and financing for my baby, I'm not having any children anytime soon. Yes, I am 26, about to be 27.
Biological clock just gonna keep ticking until I'm ready.
My age just gonna stay there. It's just gonna keep doing what it's gonna do. Okay, so what do you want to accomplish career-wise?
I am...
Don't say nothing that's about to get you fired.
Big important facts right there. I would say right now I am at a point, this is my 4th year in the classroom, going on year 4. I am reflecting on what my next steps are going to be. Am I going to continue on as an educator at my current campus and continuing to develop and refine those skills? Am I going to continue on as an educator elsewhere in another placement? Am I going to continue on with educational leadership? Do I want to enter the world of nonprofits and do something education adjacent? Am I trying to leave education altogether, go get an MBA, join the business world? These are all the things that I feel like right now I am juggling and debating and thinking about. And I can't say that I have a really solid path or trajectory for my career in this moment. So it would be hard for me to put a specific vision. I guess that would be one of those ones I'd have to put clarity, so that I can gain clarity in relation to my career goals, which I know is something you're working on right now.
And it's so weird because I really don't like announcing those kinds of things. And I think that's something I probably have to work through in my #therapy, like saying things out loud. And then just in case it becomes a failure, I don't want it to be one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then people are like, so how's that goal going? And then it doesn't come to fruition. But I feel like that's part of the manifestation, right? Like I have to be confident and intentional in the things that I want to do. So I guess this is the big announcement that I'm potentially leaving education and going into law. I am applying for law school this upcoming year. So 2021, that is going to be my manifestation, is completing my law school applications and fingers crossed getting into the law school of my dreams, which again, I don't know what the law school of my dreams is. I do, but I don't. Hook 'em! UT Austin, if you're listening to this, please admit your girl.
Just know we are truly pulling for UT. It's been a whole thing. But I don't... If it doesn't work out, which I genuinely think that it will, if it doesn't, I don't necessarily think that that's a failure. I think sometimes something that I've done to reimagine things that don't work out is, it's not necessarily a failure. It's just not something that you need to be doing in that moment. It might be, it just isn't the right timing. Maybe that's not the right move. And I think that's kind of helped me have confidence in trying new things, because I feel you can't be good at everything. It's just not possible. And if I'm trying, I'm putting in my best effort and it's not working out, then it's not for me. I got to figure something else out. So as long as you're putting your best foot forward in anything, and in this particular case, preparation that goes into going to law school, which is so much stuff, you're being intentional about it, I truly think it'll work out. But I also know there's a lot of things. You have to pick schools, and there's tests and applications and interviews. It's a whole process. So it's a lot to do, but I know it'll work out the way it's supposed to.
And I think that's also one of the things too, is that I'm going to drop another name right now. Jack Canfield, author of Chicken Soup of the Soul. Thanks, sir. I grew up on your books. But he also said that a vision board is like a compilation. It doesn't only have to be images, right? Affirmations, words, goals. So when you said clarity, that kind of just like, oh, wait, let me bring up that too. So are there any words that you hope to be true in 2021 besides clarity?
So I think clarity. I just had to be that person, just other words, ideas that I think I want to be very important to me are in relation to clarity, right? To gain clarity, I feel like I also have to be very receptive and flexible. So I might be receiving those messages, those images, that guidance from non-traditional or abstract sources. So it might not be coming from the places that I would normally perceive that messaging to come from. I just want to make sure that I'm open, I'm being flexible and receptive to that input, to that feedback, to that guidance, so that I can make that best decision. So I would say clarity, openness, flexibility, trust is always something that I'm working on just for other people, myself, the world. I would say probably something that I would put in the center of a vision board, because it's something that I struggle with a lot. I do just have to be very intentional with trusting a lot of things, starting with myself and then extending that outwards to others.
Come through 2021 words. I think mine...
Oh, it is 2021. Oh my gosh, I just skipped to 2022. I was like, oh, we're going to Brazil. Like, I skipped all of 2021.
It's just already, we're trying to live day by day at this point. So 2020 needs to be over. 2021 also needs to be over so we can get to 2022, where I think all the hard work of 2021 will come to fruition. And I think that is going to be a year, is 2022.
The fruits of our labor.
Yeah, but in order for us to get to the fruits of our labor, we do need to sow the seeds. I am such a farmer right now, and I'm loving these farmer metaphors. Are there any other general goals you want to accomplish? Like, for example, I want to be better about meal planning and like actually meal prepping 5 days a week.
Don't you do that already?
No. See, there's this thing where I have third period off now, which is right after lunch. So sometimes your girl doesn't want to eat her pre-made food, which is also really expensive. So that should go back into my financial goal, is to stop eating out, because you and I are starting to do really good about cooking when we hang out, because it used to be a very expensive weekend every time we'd hang out and go to eat and all the things.
Your nails done.
I miss you, Villa Nail Salon. That's like a general goal of mine, is to be better. Just be better all around.
Must be nice to have that little extra lunch period, y'all. That old primary school 30 minutes be killing me.
Not even like a true 30 minutes. Yours is like really like 20 minutes if you're lucky, which I also like. Now I understand the struggle, because I do teach a period now after lunch on B days, and so I gotta drop the kids off, and then by the time I come back and my food is heated up, it's like 15 minutes, and so I can't even enjoy my food even when it's super delicious. So I think that's why even when I have those long lunch periods, I'm like, ooh, let me just like really enjoy this meal.
It certainly goes into, people definitely ask me like why I eat salads every day. I'm like, it has to be fast. Like, I don't have time to sit and deal with the aromas and the smells and all the nice things that go with eating food relaxingly. Like, just, I love the summer. I can just eat food like a normal person, but during school year, I'm just like, eat the food, get done. Hopefully I finish the salad before I go pick up children again.
Right. Like, if I could liquefy everything and just drink it, that would probably be the most ideal, so that I could just get it over and done with, because there's no time.
What is that, camel?
The camel pack.
Just walking around with your food ready to go. That way you can still work during lunch. I wanted us to join a sports club thing. And then I think we were literally about to do it. And, 2019 happened. Coronavirus happened. 2020. Oh, Lord. Well, I guess we were talking about it in 2019. It's been awful.
Yeah, we were just about to join our volleyball league in 2020. And then everything shut down. And we're like, well, that happened. So if it's safe, I guess 2021 we can aim for that.
If not, it's cool. We'll just push it somewhere else. 2021 might just be a year of like individual growth. Don't have time for social growth. it'll happen. It'll be like that.
Are there any pictures that you hope to have on your vision board that you're like, oh, this is like something I need to have on it? Like, I want to put
A turtle.
Okay, tell me what you think of when you see the turtle.
Patience.
Tell me more.
I guess in the sense that I'm really quick to judge certain people, certain situations. And it's usually judging in a negative way. So I'll just judge, write it off, move on. And so something that, and you've seen, I have turtles kind of everywhere. And it just always reminds me to slow down, to be thoughtful, to try to process things from a different perspective. So I would definitely have to have a turtle on my vision board, probably in the same way that you'd have to have a pineapple.
First of all, don't come for me and my pineapples. No one was even talking about pineapples. I don't know why you had to bring it up. That's rude.
I just wanted to make sure that you had a pineapple on your vision board. That was what it was.
There will be a pineapple on my vision board. It's going to represent wellness, because some people like use that one quote, like, be like a pineapple, always wear your crown on your head. I'm gonna have to find the quote.
Is that sounds made up?
It's not made up. It's on Pinterest. Anyway, I'm trying to think of any other images that I would put on there. I guess like a plane, so I can get out of this year, out of this planet. Maybe some money signs.
I'll fly off the planet in an airplane, in a jumbo jet.
So stay tuned for our vision boards that we are going to put up on our Instagram. Some suggestions, like let's say that you don't want to put those and you don't have any magazines lying around. I've seen people are doing virtual vision boards, which when I first read that, I was like, that's just Pinterest. And that literally is the number one app that people suggest, is using Pinterest. But the one thing that you have to do when you do have the vision boards is reflect on it daily, right? You have to look at it daily. So if you're going to have an app, maybe set a notification to like look at it and make sure that you're still reflecting.
I also feel like the virtual ones, you can't really limit the things that you would put on that vision board. I would imagine it would run the risk of, great, I've set 18,000 visions for myself in this year. How could you reasonably accomplish things meaningfully?
That is not a smarte goal if you have 18,000 ideas. So I'm planning on making a physical one. Are you going to make a physical?
What do you even put on what's the is it a canvas? Do you use a cork board? What is it, a poster? One of those trifolds, like when you're doing a science experiment and it's a science experiment of your life and you just document I don't know how vision boards work. I thought, going into this, I thought you were going to have examples of previous vision boards.
So, I mean, like, I've seen people use like an 8.5 by 11 to limit them, but I've also seen people you can use like a cork board, like you said.
Basically, an 8.5 piece of paper?
Yeah, like your printer paper. Talk about being intentional with your goals.
That's economical right there. Ties into financial real quick.
This is a frugal vision board thing that you can use to hang somewhere that you can look at it every day. Like, you're someone who doesn't like clutter, so I feel like you would probably have one that's pretty compact, somewhere that you'll see it every day. So again, it's up to you. Whatever size you want to make it, you can make it as big as possible. Some people like to have really big, grand vision boards because then it's like, bam, in your face. This is a reminder. Are you doing the things you have to do? I guess that's like the next thing. But like going along with those virtual ones, people have also used the website Canva. If you're an educator and you're listening to this, you do get an educator discount to use Canva if you want the pro version, which will give you like unlimited elements and unlimited backgrounds at Canva. Please sponsor me. I'm like dropping you for free. I also saw something on their Visu app, kind of reminds me of Pinterest. And then there's Google Slides. So all you high schoolers and middle schoolers and anyone who has access to Google, if you would like to use that, that's also an option.
People have really been creative on Google Slides recently.
They have.
Can I tell you, I've seen some things on Google Slides. Like, you could do that. I didn't even genuinely thought you just had the little square, you put your little bullet points, and that was your Google Slide. People are building virtual classrooms on their Google Slides. It has been flexible, creative, just wonders to see. Not for me, but other people have definitely done very nice things.
Everyone else is killing it in the Google Slides game. I'm still pretty basic in my Google Slides. Yeah, so please stay tuned to our vision boards that we will be posting on our Instagram. And to end our segment, as always, we have our rapid fire question, but instead of 2 questions, we're only bringing you 1. Would you like to go first or would you like me to go first?
I can go first. I don't mind.
Okay, drop the question.
Rapid fire question of the day. If you were given the opportunity to see how you were going to die, would you accept it?
I came up to the mic very confident. I was like, yes. I don't know. Oh, I'm stressed. Would I also know the age, or I just would know where I would die?
You would be given like a little magic mirror, and it would just show you dying.
Oh, that's hard. Nah, I wouldn't want to know. If it were going to tell me like exact age, exact time, then yes, I would want to know. But if it's just going to show me that, I'm just going to get anxiety every time I pass by this place. Like, imagine it's at McDonald's, like I'm eating a French fry. Like, I would stop going to McDonald's. Like, that would make me so sad. At McDonald's, please sponsor me. Give me a scholarship. But no, imagine it's something like that. No, I wouldn't want to know. Would you?
No, I think I'm good. Not for the same reasons, but no, it'll happen when it happens.
And I guess it's one of those things where, like, if you do know, like, do you avoid that thing or do you start to, like, live your best life? Whereas, could you have lived your best life this whole time without fear of dying? And then now with that, like, in the back of your head, now you're thinking, like, my days are limited.
Oh, I feel like people have definitely made movies and things about it. Like, they know that they're going to be old when they die. So then they just do all of the things.
All the things. Yeah.
But I don't know. There's so many like plot twists and variables that you could add to that. Is it a guaranteed like, oh no, this is when you would die following the life path trajectory that you are currently on? And then you're like, oh, I'm going to change it up, switch it up. But you don't realize that also changed up the way that you were going to die.
Dead the next day.
It's like, oh, what did he do? He went skydiving, parachute malfunction.
Okay, my rapid fire question is, what was your most recent shower thought?
What is a shower thought?
Do you think while you're in the shower? Do you think you don't have like grand ideas when you're in the shower?
No, I'm usually singing.
Okay, I guess then what was your most recent shower song?
It was Booker T from Bad Bunny's new album. Shout out Bad Bunny. You know, if you just want to send a message, I'm fine with that. Don't need a sponsorship. Just like, hey, thanks. Good with that. Just that.
Some nice words. See, I don't know why I wrote this down because I had to think about then what was my most recent shower thought as well. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking how when you do the laundry and you have a washer and a dryer, how I wish that there was a way for you to not have to switch over the clothes, but that the washer and dryer did it themselves. So it's either an attachment or maybe there's like a door and it just like gets sucked through. I don't know. Make my life easier. That's what I'm saying. But if that already exists, you know, somebody let me know. And if it doesn't, let's work on a patent together, y'all. And that's our rapid fire questions for this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening to our visions for 2021. We can't wait to see what this year has in store for us and also in store for you. And if you're not doing so already, please follow us on Instagram at The Tea with Crema. We are also on all podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. We hope to see you next time. Bye!